Here's what I want you to do. Show me on your, like when I say what you did, I want you to raise your hand, okay? So if you wrote a big, impressive, complex sentence that had an opinion and one piece of evidence, raise your hand if you have one piece of evidence. Okay, so those people, you probably, what word did you add in there to link them together? You added the word because. Okay, if you had an opinion and you linked in two pieces of evidence, raise your hand. Ooh, some people, you tried more than one. Some people did that. When you were putting two pieces of evidence, we had to do two things, right? We had to use the word because, and then we linked together the evidence with the word and, right? How many people tried to link an opinion with three pieces of evidence? Oh my goodness. Were you able to do it?
Yes.
You guys, that's so impressive. So if you did that, that means you had an opinion. You had, let's check it and see if you did this. You had the word because, or maybe the word since. I saw a couple people even trying the word since. And then you would have had your first piece of evidence followed by a what?
A
Comma. Then you would have had your second piece of evidence followed by a
and
comma, and then the word and before your last piece of evidence, and then ended with a period. I mean, those are like high school adult sentences. And you're in, man, I wish my 7th grade son would write sentences like that. You know what he does? He does those boring, just simple, boring sentences. Maybe you could teach him. That would be so great. Would you do me a favor? Would you share with your partner the complex, impressive sentences that you wrote and tell them how you did it? Tell them which one you did and point out this trick that you know.
I said my godmother is magical because she turns the pumpkins into a carriage. She turned the mice into horses and the cat into a driver for the carriage. Then my second sentence, I said that the sisters is the most evil people ever because they're unfair to Cinderella and make her do chores. Like they do the chores. They like if then she does something, they'll purposely spill it or something. Then Cinderella has to clean it up and make that thing again for them.
This book has a lot of action since
You did it different ways.
there is a lot of fighting and stopping a lot of evil plots.
Your turn, John.
Now on the third one, did you remember like the
I
comma
think
and then the comma and the word
that this
and?
book is funny because
Okay, after
the
everyone in
chief's
your group
real
is
name
out,
is
share, would you turn back?
Gobernhopper, and they called him Grasshopper, Gobstopper, and Gumwrapper. And that made him mad or angry. I kind of do, but I didn't write it down.
Yes.
Also funny. This is also another part of funny. Look, the cars, that when Lily tries to do taekwondo, he parks on the floor.
Okay, eyes here. We just made a really interesting discovery. We discovered there are other conjunctions besides the words because and since. And sometimes you might just happen to fall across one. You want to share the one that you kind of figured out a way to link some ideas together?
It was like.
What was the word like? You want to read your sentence?
Read it out loud.
Read it out loud.
Sentence.
Hunter also does a great job describing the color of objects like the forest bright green color and the portrait scarlet color.
So the opinion was, what was the author's name?
Aaron Hunter.
Aaron Hunter does a great job describing like the forest,
Forests, light green color.
the the forest light green color. So is he linking together some things? Yeah. Nice. So sometimes what you're going to find is as we're thinking and we're like, authors can make decisions about the word. So like I told you, you might choose between because or since, but sometimes when you say it out loud, you might find a different word that you could use to link together your opinion with your evidence. And it usually, if it sounds right, usually you're right. Yeah? Okay. Wow. I'm so impressed. Yes?
Can the rest of the class share theory?
Out loud? So here's what we'll do. You shared with your partners, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to do one more thing that I mean, this is going to be like college level sentence construction. Think you can handle it?
Yeah.
It's super easy. You know why? You already know the trick. All we're going to do now is I'm going to show you a way to flip it. What? I know. Watch. Okay. And then maybe we can share. Okay? Okay. I know. It's so exciting. Okay. So up here, here's the first way we learn. We start with the opinion, right? Then we use the word because and we put some evidence. Want to see a really tricky trick? That can make your sentence really tricky.
Is it putting the evidence first?
It is putting the evidence first. And you start with the conjunction. The conjunction that we were kind of practicing with was the word because. Watch this. Or since. Watch this though. Okay, so if you've done this hard work, this makes the next step. You could try it another way. And listen to how cool these sentences sound. Are you ready? Okay. So I'm going to start with the conjunction this time and put my evidence first. So the conjunction was
Since or because.
since or because. I'm gonna go with because my one down here has because. Okay? So because she locks Cinderella in the attic. Comma. And now I'm going to put my opinion. The stepmother is the most evil character ever. See how you just flip it? Pretty cool, huh? The stepmother is the most evil character ever. Do you think that that's something you can do?
Yes.
So now you've got some other, like you can switch it up. You don't always have to start with your opinion. When you're a writer, you want your sentences to sound all cool and different, right? So sometimes you can actually start with the evidence. But when you do that, what comes first?
Because.
Your conjunction because comes first. And I had to do something tricky. Anytime you start with the evidence first, do you notice the special thing I had to put in there after the evidence? Even if it's only just one piece, there has to be a comma there. Try it. Look at your sentences. Let's just practice with one piece of evidence. Try to write one this way, starting with the conjunction. So think of one piece of your first piece of evidence. You're going to start with the word because or since. See if you can do it. Okay? Give it a try. And don't forget that a comma comes after your evidence. You can stay right here, just try it right on the carpet. Oh, good. So the evidence you're going to say is they all worked over Cinderella. Good. Oh, I'm sorry, walked. Because they all walked over Cinderella. Nice. And then what's going to come after that evidence?
Those stepsisters.
Yep, and but before you write your opinion, look up here. What do we have to use? So we know when the evidence is over, we use a comma. Okay, so it's a beginning of a sentence. So because is starting off the sentence, it needs to be what? There you go. This is such a cool rate. Okay, because Isabel is the... Can I see your sentence? Let's start with what you already had. Isabel is the most bravest character I know because she met a bear. So what's the evidence here? She met a bear. So we're starting with evidence. So we're going to start with, let's just do it right here. Because she met a bear. A little bit trickier. Start with that capital B because that's the beginning of your sentence. Did you do it? Because he found a way out of his cage, then what comes next? You can do more than one, and you keep following those same rules. Yep, so you put a, how many are you gonna do, 2 or what, 3? So you put a comma, yep, awesome. Because he made a funny face, comma. Remember, guys, that when we're starting with because, that's a new, we're starting our sentence, so because is going to be capitalized this time, because it's at the beginning. Yes? Okay. I know, isn't it? That's because this is like tricky work, because you have to learn how to do it correctly. It's just like, so now that you know the trick, I bet your teacher will let you do it if it's following that. So because she put your evidence first, then a comma, and then the stepmother is the most evil character. And whatever you're My son does not know how to do this. You really need to teach him. Probably not. So you could like go, I bet you could go home and teach your parents about this. They may not know. They may not know. I don't know.
I don't think my big cousin knows this.
You don't think your cousin knows this?
And she's almost in college.
I would probably, she's going to teach her. She's going to need to know this.
Actually, she may skip college and go to middle school.
Well, then you really need to teach her.
I think my big brother knows it. He doesn't.
Because the guard calls.
It's in the book. Oh, okay. I think the book.